Pacific Ocean crossing on Annecam from Panama to Bundaberg, Australia. Over 9,500 miles, 17,300 kilometres. Our track and 37 waypoints on 24 islands. The first anchorage after our Panama Canal transit was Playita, onto the Las Perlas Islands to Isla Contadora and Isla del Rey. Our passage to Galapagos took us just over 5 days for the 850 nautical miles. We caught fish and crossed the equator. We stopped on San Cristobal, Santa Cruz and Isabela. Galapagos to the Marquesas, 2,919 nautical miles. We sailed 3,519 in 19 days. The further we sailed, the better the fishing, and as we got closer to the Marquesas, the dolphins came out to welcome us. Land ho! Up ahead, off our starboard bow, under our genoa, you can just make out Eva Oa. After 19 days at sea, the first thing that hit us was the rich, pungent smell of the lush rainforest. We anchored in the bay Tehuku, alongside the Atuona village. Our next stop was Hanavavi Bay on Fatu Hiva. 450 nautical miles from Fatu Hiva to Takaroa in the Tuamotus. Just over 300 nautical miles from the Tuamotus to Tahiti, and off our port bow is the island of Tahiti. We anchored in 4 separate locations between Tahiti and the island of Moorea. We had an easy overnight sail from Moorea to Bora Bora to time the slack tide for the entry into the lagoon. lagoon at Bora Bora would be the prettiest, cleanest anchorage we have ever been in, but we sailed on to the Cook Islands to the island of Rarotonga. Rarotonga to Niue. The dinghy lift at Alofi Bay on the island of Niue is something every cruiser should experience at least once. The passage from Niue to Tonga took us over one of the world's deepest pieces of water. We anchored in Niuefu for clearance and then moved around to Port Morel in the island of Vava'u in Tonga. When going ashore in your dinghy, always make sure that you dodge the coral heads on the way in and secure your dinghy with your anchor. Just some of the documentation that has to be completed every time you clear into a new country and clear out heading for the next one. Goodbye, Tonga, as Annie packs the fenders away. It took us just a smidge over 2 days to sail from Tonga to Fiji. We loved our time in Fiji. We stayed in 7 different locations. Banner Island, Vanuatu, was another highlight of our journey across the Pacific. We got to meet the Natunu village at Wasisi Bay. We gave the children toy koalas and kangaroo, and they presented Annie with some beautiful handcrafts. So humbling. Loved our time there. The volcano on Mount Yasawa on Tanna Island is one angry piece of work. Port Resolution would have to be the best anchorage on Tanna Island, but it was time to move on to New Caledonia. We made landfall on the island of Lifu, and we stayed for a night as a ship in transit in the Weh Marina. Sailed from Lifu across to New Caledonia, spending a night in St. Roch, Quieni, Bonnie Ants, and then to Noumea. As the sun is rising, we say goodbye to Noumea and the beautiful New Caledonia and set our heading for Bundaberg, Australia. We sail around the top of the Breaksea Spit above Fraser Island to dodge all of the reefs in that location. Annie hoists our very own courtesy flag. And ho, our very first sighting of a piece of Australia, the very top of Fraser Island. That exciting that Annie dances on the deck.
This was quite an emotional milestone for us on Annecam as we sang the Adam Hills version of the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. With golden soil, wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Whoa, our home is girt by sea. It abounds in nature's gifts, of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. Whoa, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. For those who've come across the seas with boundless plains to share. Oh, advance Australia fair.
Even the dolphin came out to welcome us home. We enter the Burnett River and into the port of Bundaberg. Two very happy sailors. We fly our 52 courtesy flags from the countries we stopped at from Europe to Australia. The next couple of minutes is just for my fishing buddies. As you will see, 3 rods, 3 lures out and 3 fish on together. Out of all of the pelagic fish we were catching, the mahi-mahi is our favourite on the table. We do not kill every fish we catch. Some we release so they can grow a little bigger. We were very happy how Annecam performed on the Pacific crossing. We were very impressed at the speeds we were able to obtain and able to maintain. This piece of video is from my storm chasing mates. This is a thunderstorm breaking over top of Mount Yasawa, the volcano on Tanner Island. Very impressed.